How's everybody doing? So you want to know how to do 300 million damage with a barbarian, huh? Well, I'm gonna show you how to do that today. Alright, so part of it has to do with the connived cube, but we're going to get into it. My build is not complete. It is not complete. I will re-update it when it is freaking done. Alright guys, let me go ahead and get into this, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. There are 3 different weapons that I use for this build. 3 weapons. Alright, my number 1 weapon is Blade of the Tribes, and I use that with a green gem in it for critical damage. But the main reason I use it is Warcry and Threatening Shout cause an avalanche and an earthquake. And that does a lot of justice. The other one is the Bull Cathor's set right here for the weapons. The Bull Cathor's set weapons. And I use that because with the set bonus you get 30% increased attack speed and movement speed. So, hell yeah. Plus 10 Fury Generator. Even better. I mean, but I prefer the two-handed weapon. But if I want, you know, I mean, there's nothing to it. I can switch it up anytime I want. Alright, and I use the full waist set. Alright, and I put a lot of thought into how I was going to do this. Okay, I haven't really, you know, went through the armors. I mean, I kind of went through them to kind of pump them up a little bit. But my necklace, I'm using the Hellfire's ring, and I'm using the Pain Enhancer at rank 25. Which causes enemies to bleed. Critical hits cause enemies to bleed for 3,750% of weapon damage. And that is a lot of fucking damage within 3 seconds. I'm also using Reaper's Wraps. Okay. Reaper's Wraps, I mean, that's old school as shit right there. But cold damage don't really need to be there. Like I said, I haven't really went through everything with this just yet. But what I do know is the damage. Alright, I'm using a Hellfire's ring with the socket gem of Efficacious Toxin. Poison all enemies hit for 3,250% weapon damage over 10 seconds. So that's every enemy possible. Alright guys. My next weapon is just a Stone of Jordan, just basic. Like I said, I really haven't went through these weapons yet. But I've got this one here for 26% damage to elite enemies, which increases a lot of my damage. Alright, my potion, wrong tab. Alright, so I'm using a bottomless potion of amplification, increases healing from all sources. And because of my Paragon level, I get healing per hit and healing per second, so that will increase everything for 10 seconds. But I am using the full waist set. Alright, my pants have 1 red socket and 1 resist all socket in it. I'm using a Girdle of Giants belt. Alright guys, so this is the armor that I am using. This is everything for the armor. Now my skills are going to be a little different than what everybody's going to be used to. First I want to cover the passives. The passives are the number 1 thing to this build. Alright, so passive number 1 is Unforgiving. I use this because instead of degenerating fury, I gain 2 fury every second. And because I'm wielding my next passive I'm going to cover here, which is going to be the key to this weapon, the reason I use this weapon, is going to be Weapons Master. Because I'm wielding a mighty weapon, I get 2 fury per hit. So I'm gaining fury constantly. Alright guys. And then I've got Berserker's Rage. I deal 25% additional damage while near maximum fury, and I'm always going to be at maximum fury, and you'll see that here shortly. I can lose fury if I am attacking just fucking nothing, and I will show you that here in just a second. And my last passive is going to be Boon of Bull Cathor's, which reduces my cooldowns of Wrath of the Berserker. Now the reason I use that is because I do have Wrath of the Berserker, as you'll see here in just a minute, which I'm kind of highlighted it now. But my passive number 1, now I am on the PlayStation 4 guys, my passive number 1 is Sprint and Run Like the Wind. And here's something my next skill is the reason I wear the waist set, and I'll kind of cover the waist set again here in just a minute, and I'll go over the set when I go over this skill. Alright, it's going to be whirlwind. This is the trump card of the build. Alright, this is by far the trump card of the build. This is going to be an infinite whirlwind build that does 300 million damage, guys. I gain fury. I'm using the wind shear with whirlwind, and I gain fury for every enemy struck. Now, that right there on top of the waist set, now let me go ahead and kind of cover the waist set here, why I'm using this for the set bonuses, guys, is increased damage per second for rend. I don't use rend, so there's no point in that, but the next two sets. During whirlwind, you gain 50% damage reduction, and your applied rends deal triple damage. Like I said, I'm not using rend, but I gain 50% damage from whirlwind, which is great. And then the last bonus is key to this build. You need the full set, or you can use a Ring of Real Grandeur, your choice. I'm using the full waist set because there's really nothing better right now. Whirlwind gains the effect of the Dust Devil rune, and all whirlwind damage is increased by 800%. Alright, so whirlwind damage is increased by 800%, 50%, and then 800%, so that's 850%. We're gaining mana constantly. Now let me go ahead and kind of cover, okay, wind shear, I'm constantly regenerating mana, and then dust devils. I have little tornadoes that follow me around, and you'll see those at the end of the video. I'll show you a little bit of gameplay. Alright guys, so my next one is going to be Wrath of the Berserker. Alright guys, my next skill is Wrath of the Berserker, which I'm using the Insanity rune for increased damage. This puts my damage up to around 600 million damage per hit. Right around 600 million damage for criticals, 470 to 520 million damage for normal damage. Alright, my second skill is going to be Ground Stomp. I'm using Ground Stomp with Wrenching Smash to pull enemies in near me. Alright. Now, if you remember my weapon, the bonus that I went over with my weapon, and I'll go over that. Warcry and Threatening Shout cause avalanche and earthquake. Alright. Now that we've got that covered up, the next skill is Threatening Shout with Demoralize. Taunt enemies into attacking you. It makes enemies come chasing you down, meaning it's easier. It is easier to kill shit. My last skill, and this is just to pull everything to me. This is to pull everything to me, and I can walk through Torment 6. Alright, and this next skill here is a stun. It also pulls everything into me, and that would be Leap with Call of Arret. Call of Arret draws enemies towards me when I land. Alright guys, so that's the build. Now my Paragon, I am Paragon 1636, and I mean, like, I don't even have all my Paragon points in, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it normal just because this is what I've been playing at. Alright, and you'll see the damage. So this is what all of my Paragon stats look like. Okay, I've got 100 points into Vitality, and I've got 720 points into Strength. But my next thing here I want to show you is I'm gonna go ahead and show you just a little bit of gameplay, guys, so you guys can see this. We're gonna go over here to the Weeping Hollows because this is where a lot of enemies spawn in the packs. Alright, so basically this build is a motherfucking beast. Alright, it is a motherfucking beast. You wilt against my blows. This is like just fucking ridiculous. I'm getting 130 million crits, and that's what I'm getting 130 million crits easy. 300 million crit easy. With 130 million with our normal damage, but these 300 millions are just constant crits here, and that's 382 million you seen. Alright, now that's without my Call of the Ancient thingy, my Wrath of the Berserker there. Now let me go ahead and get into a pack here. Wrath of the Berserker. 500, 600 million, 502 million. It is just a nasty build, guys. And this is on Torment 6, guys. I'll just go ahead and show you that. Torment Adventure Mode, Torment 6. Bounty. I can go higher. I could probably do Torment 8 or Torment 9. This build is miraculous. It is something I've been playing with for about 3 weeks now. But I'm not done, guys. That was just gameplay. I have a few more things here I want to show you that give the key away. Alright, you wouldn't be getting this without the next part. That's just a couple of minutes of gameplay, guys. Alright, last part to the build is going to be the Kanai's cube piece. Guys, this is where it comes into play. Alright, and that's the powers. Powers, extract legendary powers, Kanai's cube. Alright, guys, I'm using Fajor's cutter. It chills enemies around me because of the aura, which slows enemies around me, meaning I get attacked less and they get attacked more. Yay! Alright, my next one is the Dead Iron Belt. I'm using that because of the ground stomp causes an avalanche. Alright, now I didn't even show you ground stomp or threatening call, but I'll show you that here in just a second. And my last one here is the trump card to my whirlwind build, and I'm looking for another one to add a 600 damage altogether. Have one equipped, have this power going, 600 damage. 600% damage, and if I can find one with 300%, I would be fucking happy. But, as of right now, Skull of Grasp increases the damage of whirlwind by 300%. And that right there is the trump card. Alright, guys, so this is going to be the end of the video. I'm going to go ahead and show you. This is ground stomp, and this is threatening call. That's the reason I use those. And then my leap. It's definitely a must. And I didn't even activate this sprint shit while I was playing. Alright, guys, hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, guys, don't forget to have fun. See ya laters.